What's good, everyone? It's your boy Dak908, aka the Dig Dug himself. And ladies and gents, we're playing some Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate today. And finally, we're gonna get another Elder Dragon video. First, let me say this, guys. Okay, I know. Actually, no. Let's get this done with first, and I'm gonna tell you something afterwards. Today, we're fighting Teostra. This will finally, not necessarily round out, but I guess triangulate the Elder Dragon trio: the Kush, the Kush, the Chameleos, and the Teostra. So, Teostra is another one of those monsters that I told you guys about, in which you were to wear his armor to fight another Elder Dragon, and it would perfectly counter that Elder Dragon. And you would wear that Elder Dragon in which he can counter to fight another. It's the trio. It's Kush, Teo, and Chameleos. Now, Teostra is a Elder Dragon who emits a lot of the fiery stuff. On top of the fiery stuff, he likes to use Blast. Blast is essentially his bread and butter. He uses fire from his flame attacks, so his actual flame breath, and then blast dust that he actually emits from his wings, I believe, and he uses it to actually keep you at bay. A lot of times he'll actually put the blast dust close to his body, so that way you can't really come close to him or you'll be detonated under the blast. Sometimes if you try to stray a little too far, he'll put the blast dust further out, encasing not necessarily his whole body, but a nice ring away from his body, encapsulating all that's actually from the outside and encompassing them in the blast dust and exploding them. He's really tricky with the blast dust, guys. He really is tricky with the blast dust because it's this thing. Like, you'll come into a lot of situations where you get caught with it. He also likes to do what I like to refer to as a compressed nova, where he will condense all his blast in one area, one singular point away from his body, and it does essentially the same damage of a supernova. We'll talk about the supernova in a little bit, but if you get hit with this compressed nova, it's sure to kill you. I think I get killed with it in this video here, so watch how it goes down. Now, outside of that, he has what's known as the one frame charge, where he would charge you in one frame. He would go from one actual attack into literally a one frame charge immediately. It's super annoying. He doesn't necessarily do it that much in this game. Actually, I think they lessened his that frame window to about, like, I think 10. But I believe in 4U it was pretty nut buttery, where he would do it and it would run people up the wall. So outside of that, he likes to throw his face at you. With the charging, that is. He likes to mix you up by charging at you, jumping back, turning around, and throwing his pimp hand out there. Throwing the pimp hand out there will just slap you, but it'll also leave the blast dust behind, which he will ignite by biting down with his teeth. So whenever you see him go to bite down with his teeth, pray that you're not within any vicinity anywhere in which the blast dust is actually residing in, because that's how he blows it up. So with his way of fighting out of the way, what you need to do when fighting my mans is bring water and hit him in the head and also his hind legs. These two areas are his weakest spots on his entire body, and you'll do the most damage with that element, water. Now, you can also get away with the dragon thing because he is an Elder Dragon, and Elder Dragons are weak to that of dragon to a degree. For him, water is his main weakness though. Now, one thing about his head though, his horns, in order to actually get the horn itself, you must break both horns. Now, to get both horns broken, the second horn only breaks once his health is below 50%. So if you're just wailing on him all day and like, oh no, I need to break the horn, and actually, if you're just like, if you're wailing on him all day, and then you're like, I need to break the horn, then you break the first horn, but you forget to like really focus on that second horn, you're not gonna get it. Or if you think you're just like, bro, I broke the first one like 11 seconds, why is the second horn so long? You have to wait till he gets down to 50% health. It's a weird caveat, but it's a really cool deal, making it to where you have to focus not necessarily on where to hit, but how long you've been hitting him. So that's kind of cool. Now, moving over his armor. Let's talk about his armor really briefly. His armor is actually pretty good. I would like to say that it's probably not as good as maybe Kush, but it's still very good stuff. Starting off with low rank, just like all the other guys, if you can find him in low rank, he is available to fight there, but he gives you hot-blooded, anti-theft, and 6 points into negate poison. Now, hot-blooded anti-theft early on is actually pretty decent. The anti-theft part comes from fighting Chameleos, because Chameleos has the ability to steal items from you. So if you're fighting Chameleos and you have anti-theft, he has his tongue that he'll throw out, which he can steal items from you. With this skill, that isn't an issue because your items cannot be stolen. Hot-blooded allows you to actually have an attack bonus, attack up large bonus in hot areas, and gives you an a defensive large bonus when you drink a hot drink. It's that. Now, moving over to Kaiser, high rank, you get Challenger +2, one of my favorite skills of all time. When a monster is enraged, you get an affinity and an attack bonus, which is really dope. Now, off of that, stamina recovery up, which is a really good skill for Lancers, and negate poison. Going back into fighting Chameleos. If you haven't figured out by now, fighting Chameleos with this armor set is what you're going to want to do. And if it's not readily available to you right now, it will very soon if you just look at the screen, because you can see the skills. Now, moving to the EX Kaiser, we're looking at Crit Eye 2, Evasion +1, and Earplugs. Not bad. I actually wear it with the Sword and Shield set. Going to the meat and potatoes, we have G-Ring. Gives us anti-Cameleo skill, which is, again, the stuff I'm talking about, the things, the skill that is used to 100% counter the Chameleos 100% fair and square. What it does is it gives you anti-theft, negate poison, and auto tracker. I bet you're wondering, Dak, auto tracker, what the heck? Yes, auto tracker. Auto tracker is a skill that allows you to see the actual monster icon on the map and is highlighted. So whenever Chameleos goes invisible, you can see where he is on the map, so you're not running around wondering where the heck he is. You can just navigate yourself towards his face and then hit him in the face. Really good skill when fighting Chameleos. So there you go. On top of that, you get Challenger +2, which is godlike, and stamina recovery up. Now, his GX version is essentially the exact same as his EX version. The only difference is you get high grade earplugs and 3 additional points in your evasion skill. Not enough to even give you evasion +2. And if I'm not mistaken, you only get 4 slots. So just enough to give you evasion +2, and that's it. But that's his armor. It's like I said, it's not super bad. It's kind of decent if you're playing high rank stuff. His high rank gear is actually a lot better than I would like to admit his G rank gear is. But if you're gonna run his G rank gear, only run the regular Chameleos joint. That's unless you absolutely just love the way GX Kaiser looks, which is, yeah. But anyway, his armor's again really solid. But moving over to his weapons, his weapons are okay. His weapons are like this. There's a couple of monsters in the game that give you blast weapons. Teostra is one of them. Now, his thing is that he gives lots of blasts. You'll get upwards to, I think, 52 blasts on his greatsword, and the average is roughly about 40 to 45 or so blasts on all of his weapons. Now, I will say this about his weapons: they aren't the highest attacking weapons. He does have a heavy bowgun that shoots cannons that has, I think, 350 attack, but all those other weapons, they're roughly 300 to 280 kind of area in terms of raw attack. So essentially, all you're really going to be doing with his weapons is putting a blast on the people. Now, on top of the skills and whatnot of the weapons, I usually don't say this, but his weapons are the prettiest. Yes, pretty, as in they look good to the eyeballs. They're the prettiest weapons in all of Monster Hunter. Like, if you don't know, go look. I will put a picture up here for you to show you a weapon that he has. It's pretty freaking splendiferous. His switch axe is godlike. It is beautiful. So if you like really dope looking weapons, he might be the one for you. So with that being said, his gear is pretty nice. His gear is pretty nice. The fight is pretty hard. I'll admit, out of all 3 the Elder Dragons that you get to fight between Kush, Teo, and Chameleos, Teostra is probably the hardest one, which is why in my video where I give out the top 10 best Elder Dragons in Monster Hunter, I say that Teostra beats out Chameleos and Kush, outside of Rusted Kush, because Rusted Kush is godlike. And that wasn't a video of my own personal opinion. I asked about 200 people. I got 200 or so votes to all those monsters that were chosen, and that was what the people chose in that order. So there you go. For people who are wondering, Dak, your opinion sucked. It wasn't my opinion this time. It literally wasn't my opinions. I didn't make that list myself. It's what the people wanted. So whatever. The people wanted the list and they didn't get the list. I don't know. Anyway, but for the most part, that's Teostra. If you guys want more on Teostra, I have a couple of videos where I talk about Teostra in different games. Essentially, it's relatively the same, but you can go check them out here. Now, that's stuff I want to talk to you guys about. I've been playing Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. Let me tell you something. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate is fun. Like, I can play Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate for hours. Like, I was literally playing it for 5 hours. Yes, 5 hours. No, 6 hours? 6 hours today. 6 hours today, and I was like, dude, I have to stop and make this video. So I had stopped briefly to make this video. I love this game. I've always liked the game, but I literally cannot bring myself to play Generations Ultimate longer than I absolutely need to. If I say, guys, I gotta go make a video, I will get on, fight that monster, one hunt, record it, and turn that game off, and then jump on 3 Ultimate. It's what I've been doing for the past like a month now. That's why, if you guys are wondering, that you're making these videos very sparse and far and in between, it's because I am playing 3 Ultimate. I know for a fact you guys do not want to see those videos because that's a game that no one wants to play except me. So I apologize. I admit it's like coming out of the closet and say that, guys, I have a drug addiction. I'm addicted to playing Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate way more than this game. I don't think it's really even a secret that I actually hate this game. I do not like this game at all. But I started this Monster Dex and you guys are playing it, so I have to play it. It's not like I feel obligated to do it. It's what has to be done. You know what I mean? Like if let's say I'm Atlas, you know, the Greek god who holds up the earth or whatever like that. Let's say that's me, and I literally have to hold up the world, or like, you know, the world gets destroyed somehow, whatever. I don't like doing it, but if I let go, everyone dies, and I don't want everyone to die, even though I don't like to do it. So I don't like to play this game, but the videos must come and the monster decks must be had, and people need the knowledge to figure out what they need to know to fight the monsters. So I'm going to do it. But with that being said, it's been your boy.